Welcome to Campus Connect on Morris Educational Television. I'm Ed Yaw, President of County College of Morris. I'm pleased to host today's program sponsored by the Morris Area Consortium for Local Educational Television, a cooperative effort by Morris County schools, colleges, and public libraries to bring you information on key issues in higher education. Today we're joined by Dr. Barbara Lewthwaite, President of Centenary College. Welcome, Barbara.
Thank you, Ed.
Based in nearby Hackettstown, Centenary College also has a location right here in Morris County in Parsippany, as well as a location in Edison, New Jersey. For years, County College of Morris has had a close relationship with Centenary College, and we'll talk about that in a few moments. But first, Barbara, I'd like to tell a little about the history of Centenary College, and I understand the college was founded nearly 150 years ago. So we welcome you.
Well, happy to be here and always happy to brag about and talk about Centenary College. We were founded in 1867, and that sounds like a very long time ago. And during the time between then and now, we've been a lot of things. We were Centenary Collegiate Institute in our beginnings, and then we were a college for women, a 2-year college. And in the 1970s, we became a 4-year college. And in the late 80s, we went co-ed again. And in the mid-90s, we started offering master's degrees. So in northwestern New Jersey, for 3 counties, we are the only baccalaureate and master's degree granting institution. So we're proud of that, and we feel that that's a great responsibility in terms of providing our residents with the kind of things that they need.
What is the enrollment of the institution? How many students do you have enrolled?
We have close to 3,000. And students in various kinds of programs. For example, about 1,400 of that are traditional 18 to 22-year-old students who are largely on the campus in Hackettstown. And then we probably have another 700, 800 students who are in our adult accelerated programs in Parsippany, in Metro Park, Edison area, as you mentioned. And also we have a bit of that on the Hackettstown campus. We offer master's degrees in education, in public administration, in psychology and counseling, in business. And so that's a growing area for us too right now. And
you have some of these students are in residence halls.
Yes.
What is your resident student population?
About 790, a little over half of our 1,400 or so traditional age students. And that's increased recently because we have new dormitories on the back of campus that are very sought after by the students. In fact, we just had the lottery for the dormitories, and it tends to be the social event of the season. Everybody turns out because they want to try to make sure that their preference is accommodated. And, you know, there's a pecking order like there is every place. The first-year students live in a particular place in the second year, but then when you get to be juniors and seniors, if you have a certain GPA and you participate in enough activities, you're eligible for the lottery for the very desirable housing.
Now, this housing, the desirable housing, is it suite style, or what's the configuration of some of these dorm situations?
Definitely suite style. The students love it. 4 people together, we call them quads, and you do have your own room, small, but your own door to shut, and then 2 people on each end share a bathroom. And then there's a common living area that's sort of like a living room, dining room, kitchen combination. So a place to congregate and then your own private space. And of course in these dorms there are lounges on every floor as well. So, you know, they're shiny and new and very popular.
Can you talk a little bit about the demographics of your students, where they come from? Are they from New Jersey? Are they from other states? Mostly local counties. What's the population look like?
The lion's share of our students do come from New Jersey, all over the state. We probably have more in Warren and Morris County than we do any place else, but all over the state. Connecticut, Long Island, New York, Pennsylvania, and our participation rate in the local area has grown quite a bit. We also, in our equine program, for example, which is the #1 in the country, we have students from all over the United States. We also have 10% or so of our population are international. And China, Japan, large number of Korean students. We are lucky enough to have a professor on staff who is Korean, who attended Ewha University in Korea, and Just like we are lucky enough to have so many articulation agreements with you, we have quite a few with colleges in Korea that send us students. So it's a very interesting mix in our little community.
That is interesting because we have Korean faculty here at the college as well, and
Oh,
some
you do?
students from Korea. So that might be an area for us to explore some collaboration, particularly in music, it seems, here at CCM.
Yes.
So that's an interesting thing to maybe look at in the future.
I'd love to.
Since we might not have a chance to talk about it later, tell me a little bit more about the equine program, as you say, and as I know, it's been around for many years at the college, and what can you tell us about that program?
Well, it's definitely a niche. There are probably 12 schools or so in the United States that actually have programs. There are many schools that have teams. And I stay at the President's House across from the main campus much of the time, but my home that I own is in Long Valley, and it's right across the road from the Equine Center. So on any given weekend when there's a competition, about 5 o'clock in the morning, I start to see the trailers come down the road, and you see names like Cornell and West Point, you know, the schools that have teams. But we have an actual major, and those students come from all over the country. Last year we won the championship, and we had the best rider in the country. So the president of the organization that runs it tells me that it's probably been 40 years or so since any school was able to get those two things together. So we brag about it every chance we get.
And again, I think this program probably goes back in the history of the college back to, what, the 40s, the 50s?
Yes.
Does it back that far?
It does. And at first with us it was a co-curricular type of thing, and it grew into a major. And in addition to riding, as you would imagine, there's a lot of science involved in that curriculum in terms of understanding horses, and those students do have a concentration. They will study equine science or training or communication in the industry or business, and so they tend to get employed in many different kinds of places.
Well, that's really, it's fascinating. And as you say, it really is a niche that you fill that's very unique here in the state of New Jersey and really in the country.
Yes.
When we return from the break, we'll be joined by former CCM student and Centenary graduating senior, Erkan Yüce. Please stay with us.
How am I supposed to find a job without a babysitter?
I just can't afford my
My
prescriptions.
kids and I need a safe
Could
place.
my child
There
be
must
using
be someone
drugs?
who
They just shut off my
understands.
gas.
I
Can they do
never
that?
read
Get my baby.
I need
I'm
I'm
send
worried
my
about
kids up
this
to my
so
dad's
hard.
house.
Something
My
just
last
not
nerve.
right. Help!
Life is full of problems, but finding help shouldn't be one of them. Call 211. It's free, confidential, and you can call anytime, day or night.
That 211 lady was so nice.
My English is not very good, but with 211, it's not a problem.
211. Get help. Get answers.